Alright, so we're going to talk about ways that we can improve our technique on our offhand or just simply our ability to control the weapon using our opposite hand. So if you're primarily right-handed, we're talking about your left hand and vice versa if it's the other way around. Now there's plenty of simple ways you can go about this, which I'm sure you can already figure out, but we're going to provide that as well as some specific drills that's going to help you get to that level. So the first drill that we're going to do is we're going to take our basic strikes, and for this video we're going to use 6 basic strikes. We're going to have angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is our X pattern, our side to side, and our reverse X. So what you want to do is you want to focus on these small aspects of the strikes. Not so much, the strike as this whole, like angle 1 is this diagonal strike, but what do you do during that? How far do you twist your hips? What are you looking at? What position is your body ending up in? So for example, going through 1 through 6, I'm twisting into a closed position, I'm mirroring it, and I'm following up with a sundat or an eye jab on every backhand strike. I'm looking for precision, so I'm cutting the same line, and I'm looking for flow. So when I do that on my left hand, I want to incorporate those same things and not just think, well, this is angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm good. Right? Really be very considerate of all the small details that make your striking what it is. So again, now with my left hand in front, the angles are going to be mirrored. So technically what's my angle 2 in my right hand is now my angle 1. At the same time, I'm using my left lead in front. It's not mandatory, but it does help you mirror that symmetry from your right hand to your left hand. So we go angle 1, we're cutting over, twisting the hips into the closed position, following up with the sundat, precision, cutting the same line, using our hips, and we're flowing. And you can repeat that as many times as you want to. You can do it in different levels, high level, mid level, low level. You can incorporate footwork as long as you're emphasizing the details other than the strike simply for what it is. The attributes behind it, the feeling that you have when you do it on your primary hand, you want to bring that right over to your left hand. Alright, so we're going to dive deeper into a drill that's going to help us bring our left hand or our offhand up to par with our right hand. This drill is called the triangle drill. What we're doing is we're striking in a triangular format to create a position that's going to allow me to smoothly transition into my offhand. So the way it works is going to be like this. I'm going to start off with my right hand here. I'm going to start with an angle 1. I'm going to draw the base of the triangle with a horizontal strike, and then I'm going to finish it with a reverse X strike here. In this final position, I'm now going to switch hands. I'm going to grab it around the same area, and I'm also going to switch leads. This time I'm going to do the triangle mirrored, still doing an angle 1, but this is technically an angle 2 like we said. Draw the bottom line, and reverse. And what I want to do is kind of let that feel like its own flow without cutting it up too much. So look at this fluidity that's occurring. I'm looking to make it one whole motion. So for the last drill is something that I teach very commonly at the academy to all my students, and it's on the basis of the fact that I believe you'll always have a primary hand, a primary foot. Whether that be the hand that you use to, write down on a piece of paper, whether that be the hand that you use to shoot a basketball, the leg you use to kick a ball, everyone's going to have that dominant hand because that's the way we were raised, and that's perfectly fine. And so my belief is that as you train in Filipino martial arts, especially when it comes to weapon training, your right hand's going to get really, really good right from the get-go because that's what you're good at. You're going to be able to establish that much quicker than your left hand. And rather than teaching the basics to your right hand and getting an okay concept or grasp of the concept, and then teaching it to your left hand, I think it's much easier to use your right hand, get very good at it, so that when you translate it to the left hand, you can pick out all the small errors, just like we did in the first drill. So for this drill, we're actually going to switch into double stick. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the X pattern, but we're going to be doing it simultaneously. And it's not by any means an applicable thing in a confrontation, but it is a great training tool to help you build that dexterity in your left hand or your offhand. So we're going to start in the chamber position like this, and what we're going to do is we're going to close the X pattern, whether it's right on top or it's left on top, that's your preference. For me, I go right on top. It's kind of like the conductor, then I bring it up, and I do the other side. So what I'm doing is I'm letting them flow together. And I'm looking for symmetry. I'm looking to replicate my right hand onto my left hand as best as I can. I'm looking for the feeling. I'm looking for the position. I'm looking for the consistency. And when I do this, I'll be able to translate my skill much, much quicker. Now, when you're doing that symmetry drill, you can use any angle as long as it's a linear strike, meaning that you could do a reverse X, you could do a side to side, anything that follows one line. As you're doing that, you want to be able to replicate the feeling, you want to replicate the angle that you're doing with your right hand onto your left hand without it kind of bumping heads with each other. So as you guys practice this, make sure to take your time and stay consistent with it. Building up your offhand is very difficult to do, but it is also very handy when it comes to implementing your safety hand for whatever reason it might be. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And until next time, catch you guys then.